Hello, my name is Kevin and welcome to the Love Decanters channel. So this is part 8 of my visit to the Glass and Ceramics Fair at Cranmore Park in Solihull, Birmingham. And yeah, so in this one there's quite a bit of Costa Boda glass, and I do have a little dip in to show you where to find the best reference material on that for free. So yeah. So let's get on and have a look at some glass. These are interesting. I think these are Japanese. So I'll try and find them. I think they're on 20th century glass and I'm pretty certain they're Japanese. And I think there's more colours too. So I knew I'd seen these bowls on 20th century glass, so here I am. So, and what he's saying here is that he's seen them with the words Wales made in Japan on labels. So yeah, that's the best it's got, and I clicked through to reference it. It doesn't really give you anything much. So Japanese Wales yellow cased glass biomorphic bowl. Biomorphic means it's like a biological thing. So anyway, that's all we've got on it. I've seen them in different colours. In fact, there was a blue one there, I think. Anyway, I've seen them red and green, and some of them are the other way around, where the white's on the outside and the colour's on the inside. But I'll show you something else that's interesting that I found when I was looking for this. And it didn't occur to me until I was just flicking through here and I saw this. And in part 6, I saw an Ingrid glass vase, and yeah, look at this. Look at this. There's Ingrid glass. So this is from Germany, and this is from Japan. Interesting. Who's copying who, or is it? What's the word? Parallel evolution. Is it parallel evolution of design? Anyway, there you go. Saw one of these in Kibworth Antiques. I think it was bigger though. I'm not certain. But yeah, I've just been told that it's quite rare. Didn't know that. I'm living and learning. We're looking at the whitefriarsglassworks.com website, and yeah, so this is the catalogue for 1969, and this is the bowl we were looking at. Now, when you see these bowls, you can see there's like 3 different ones here. Watch out. I would go back to the catalogues and check, because I know there are some Scandinavian ones. I'm pretty certain Hadland do them, but I know there are others. So just double check with the calendars that the shape's right, the size of the splodge, etc., all looks good, because there are others out and about. This bowl has been pointed out to me. I was told this method of fusing these 2 colours together is called Incalmo. It's got a label underneath it as well. Handmade by Caroline Scully, with a phone number. Let's see if we can find this lady, see if she's still in action. I've been trying to hunt down the elusive Caroline Scully, and yeah, so these bits of glass here are all hers, but there are about 1 million Caroline Scullys, and also there's Gillian Anderson, who played Scully, and just so much noise in the search that yeah. And that's not just the picture search in the just normal Google search. Just yes, so much. There's a bunch of Pinterest pictures. These are nearly all Pinterest. There's one of them that's a BBC article that's not there anymore. Just the pictures from it, so it doesn't really open. Yeah, I don't know. She's got no shop as such that I can find. So. Just out of luck. I spotted these as Japanese, didn't realise this was as well. So
Yeah, it looks like it's Czech, but apparently this is Japanese.
So I've been hunting for that pinkish, reddish, blue vase, and I've done all sorts of Japanese searches and just on colours, and I've been through 20th century glass and just everywhere, and it doesn't appear anywhere. I've been through all the Kribska catalogues and a bunch of other Murano and just everything that I can think of, and it's just not appeared. Now I've seen that kind of like pattern on it, that pinched pattern, but yeah, I can't find it.
More Costa up here. This one with the face on it, that's by Ulrika Valen, who is Bertel Valen's wife. So yeah, she worked for the same company as a designer as well. And next to it, that is a piece by Bertel Valen.
Looking at the Mother Sweden website, and this is Ulrika Valen, and yeah, so this pattern is from 1986. It's called Open Minds, and it's these little funny faces on it. There's only 2 for sale, and they're quite small. $70, $80. That's the one I bought on holiday. It's very like that. And if you scroll down, you get some more little vases, and then you get this one here, which is, it says it's 7.9 inches, which is about the size that we were looking at, but it's in a different colour. That's the only one like it. So that's not helpful as far as price. I mean, it's got a lot of detail, and we've got the year and everything, and it's got different pattern numbers for the colours. So you've got a pattern number for blue there, 98824. I did find one that sold at auction, and it went for £45. I think it's earlier this year, because there's no year on here. It's just saying February the 24th sold. So and the estimate was £90. So oh, actually no, this is 2016. I think that would be cheap back then. I think all of this type of glass has gone up in price. So even the £90 is probably cheap. If you look at this, is if they're estimating this is £90 here, and then if you look on here, you look at these things here, which are absolutely tiny, 10 centimeters. You know, they're only like about 3 inches tall. So yeah, I think, I don't know what they should be now, but the £90 estimate probably feels low when you're looking at these prices, and they are actually selling things here. They're not just sitting there forever, because all of this is all sold.
Got another Bertel Valen bottle there. It's a bit bigger than the other one. And then you've got another Ulrika Valen piece. And then you've got this Kjell Engman. I don't know how you really pronounce that, but that's the way I'm going. So yeah. And then you've got some more Bertel Valen at the top up here.
I'm going to try and work my way through all the bits we saw there, starting with this one here. So this is the mothersweden.com website, and this is the vase. You can see there's 2 similar ones, but this one has slopey shoulders like the one we were looking at, with the same red blob and everything. So we've got the pattern number 48196 and the year 1982. So I did actually try to look this up in the catalogues I have as well. Couldn't find. I found a blue version of it, but not this one exactly. So oh well. Still on the mothersweden.com website, and this is Bertel Valen's wife did the design with that snake vase. Her name's Ulrika Heidmann-Valen, and the snake vase pattern name is Karamba, and it's one of these. You can see it's exactly, these are all exactly the same shape. Actually, they're different sizes, so I think it's this size. I think 7.1. It wasn't massive. 8 point. When you see these things in real life, the difference between 7.1 inches and 8.3 is bigger than you think. And I think it's a 7.1, which is a 48733. Hey, anyway, that's what it is, and it's from the year on this is 1987. The next vase we're looking at is by Kjell Eggman. So this is still Costa, and it's called, or Costa Boda I should say, it's called October, and it's from 1986, and it's this one here. See, it's got like just the two trees, and yeah, he's got the model name here, 48378. So yep, that's getting through them. This website is actually pretty good for filling. It's got a lot of the gaps filled in. Next we're looking at still Mother Sweden, Kjell Eggman again, and this pattern is called May, and it's from 1986, and it's this carafe, oh they're calling it bottle, okay, and it's 98900. So there it is. Now I do actually have the 1986 catalogue here. Ta-da. And it actually tells you, it's called, this pattern called May, and tells you the designer, Kjell Eggman, hand blown. But there's only this and this, there's no bottle. It goes on to some other stuff here. So, and actually, I don't even think the pictures in here are as nice as the pictures in here. So, anyway, that's what it is. So, that lava pattern bowl wasn't in the Mother Sweden website, so, and it wasn't in 20th Century Glass either, and it wasn't in any of my catalogues. I found this one here, and yeah, I don't know if this is the same bowl. What I noticed is that this like sponging marks here are exactly the same. Like you have this like little dark bit here, this clear bit with this little bit here, and so I'm wondering, how's this done? Is it the same bowl, or are they able to produce the bowls with exactly the same sponging mark? It's interesting. I have no idea, but I will be keeping my eyes open to see if I can try and figure this one out or find out how it's done at some point. Next we're looking at the white vase with the little coloured lines coming down it. They have a certain randomness about them. See, when you look at them like this. And yeah, so the pattern is called Rainbow. It's from the 1980s, and I think this is the one that we were looking at. This is the shape, and yeah, it's 482227. Yeah, and so that's that. The other one though is a bit more interesting because it's not in here. Okay, so let's go and have a look at the other one. So couldn't find anyway the other vase existed in any of the reference sites or catalogues or anything I've got, but yeah, so this is it here. £70 at Etsy. Says 1970s, and it has that slight randomness that the other one has. Can you see how this is just it is a a spiral around it, but it's not trying to be even. You know, there's uneven spacing near the top, then it gets even again, then uneven again. So that's quite interesting, and it's got that slight randomness that some bird like. But I also found it here in this same hare's fur website that we were looking at earlier, and I think actually I've solved the problem of why the sponging in the other one looks the same, because it is the same vase, because this is the same vase as well, and it's the same price, and the other one's the same price. So yeah, my deductive brain says I don't know if this is their website or if they just sell through this website. I'll show you a little bit of this website in a minute before we close this one down. But yeah, look, this is running at the same angle, it's got the same label, same price, it's the same one. They don't have a patent name. The other one didn't have a patent name either. A patent number though, 48705. So they've got that from somewhere. It might be that it's etched underneath, which kind of solves that mystery. But anyway, is it? Oh yeah, look, there it is. It is etched underneath. So, and it's actually got Bertel Valen signed as well. So it's got everything you need to know, apart from the year. So there you go. Now let's have a look at the website itself. It keeps doing this to me, but yeah, it's quite a nice website. It's not the cheapest in the world. I did actually buy this book when I was at the show, and yeah, so they have some nice things in here that I would, you know, if money was no object, I'd go, yeah, I'd have that. Let me see if I can find some of these etched things like these and this. I don't know if any of them are decanters or not. Obviously because obviously that's where I'm going to go for first. We got some Graal glass. Not sure if that's Graal. Got these. This is what we were looking at earlier as well. So I think that's the same people, isn't it? So on that stand was this one, and this one. There's a few other pieces. I think we've seen that somewhere there. So yeah, hare's fur it's called. So if you want to look at some nice, let's have a look at this one here. What's this? What's the whole thing look like? Yeah, that's nice. So is it orifice? Costa. Anyway, yeah, hare's fur looks like a good place to go and have a little shop if you've got some money in your pocket, just burning a hole. Let's get on.
So this is the biggest Costa satellite bottle I've ever seen. I mean, this is a big gold vase here, and this is just as big. Normally they're kind of like about this big, and this is huge, and it is made using the double dip or German half post method. See the lip there on the bottle? It's very clear on this because they're using two different colours.
Clearly I'm sticking with mothersweden.com. We're still with Bertel Valen. The pattern or the name of the type of bottle we're looking at is called Satellite. It's from 1992. So yeah, it has this little square like silver embedded in it. This is a smaller version. It's only 12 centimeters and it's $90. This is the only one they've got for sale. This is in their archive. What's interesting is that I didn't realize that this glass behind it is actually part of the same service. See, with a little thing on it. So there was a glass just behind it that I didn't recognize at all, but in actual fact it's from the same service, so it makes sense. And if we scroll down, you can see there's a smaller one, and this is the one we were looking at, 41 centimeters tall. So you think the $90 one is 12 centimeters. How much is this thing? How much does that cost? I wonder if I should just go to eBay, But anyway, you know it's from, what was the year again? 1992. It's called Satellite. And yeah, that's not going to be cheap at that big. So let's see if we can find one and see what they go for. Looking on eBay at one of these bottles that's for sale. Now, I think I've said before, size matters. The rarity factor with size can drop off rapidly. Okay, so this one is 31 centimeters tall. It's not the biggest one, and it's not as big as the one we were looking at just now. I don't think it looks proportionally not quite the same. So I'm pretty certain it's not the full size one, and it's $175. If you put postage on it, it's about £170. Okay. Now there is one in the UK that is 41 centimeters and it's £650. Yeah. Now there's several of the slightly smaller ones. I think this is the only biggish one I could find. So yeah, it does make a difference when you're looking at this kind of art glass. The biggest size usually is generally made not in such big numbers, and prices drop away rapidly, or scale up I should say.
We've also got this massive Home Guard gull vase as well. I think it's called Carnaby when it's two colours like this. I'm not definite, but I can look that up. And these are Home Guard as well. These will be part of the Carnaby series as well.
So I'm looking at the 20th Century Glass website. Home Guard, we can't look at Mother Sweden because Home Guard is in Denmark. So anyway, so these gull vase, they're called, designed by Otto Breyer. There's lots of copies. 1962 here. What you need to do is have a good look at them, have a look at the base, see how that looks. Doesn't mean that some of the bases will look a bit like this, but I've had a good look at one before, and it has this kind of like roughish middleish bit and then smoother out a bit. But yeah, it doesn't mean someone else can't work out how to do that if they're trying to palm these off as the real thing. Also, just for fun, I went and had a look at the catalogues. Bam, here we go. So you've got all these other shapes here. They're all called Carnaby, but these are called Gullvaser. And interesting bits, these balls, like stoppers for a decanter, they don't really work as that, I don't think. Virtually never I think I might have seen coloured ball once. So if you happen to have a spare coloured glass ball like this, it's probably, I would suspect one of those double balls, coloured balls, almost doubles the value of the item, because you've got an item that's got an accessory. I suppose it's a bit like the Star Wars figures, the original Star Wars figure. If it's got its original ray gun, it's worth a lot more than without it. So these are the ray guns of the Gullvase world. Yeah.
Actually, I've just turned the label over, and it's not Home Guard, it's Astelafors by Poe Strom. I've not seen these before. They're really unusual. 1968. They look very of the 1960s, so yeah, that's cool.
So I haven't been able to pin down any bowls that are just like the ones that we're looking for from Alstafors. Alstafors, yes. Doesn't ring right in English, but anyway. Yeah, so it's not exactly, but they do a lot of case glass like this, which is white on the inside, green on the outside. You see all these, they're all cased on the inside. If you do this, you can see it's white on the inside, just like the little bowls that we're looking at, but just different shapes that we've got here. So there's quite a lot of these in different shapes, but there's no short, fat, wide ones really. This is about as short and fat and wide as we go. Just not quite as short and fat and wide as we want them to be. But they're all, a lot of these, it says they're signed. Look, you can see P Strom 70. So that's how they know who's by per Strom. 1968, because it's going to be signed underneath. I did have a quick chunk into eBay to see what comes up, and blooming heck, they're expensive. So, and this is on for sale in Sweden, £298 for that one. This is in Sweden as well, 250. So the other ranges are not quite so expensive, but those ones, the white case ones, 231, stand away price wise. So yeah, is there any more? I don't think there was. No. Oh, hang on, there's page 2. Let's just have a quick look at page 2. Oh, that one's cheaper. It's in the US, but in Sweden it seems like they like this glass, and it's got quite a bit of value to it.
This beautiful vase here by Costa, done by Vicky Lindström. Look at that! Look at that work. It's amazing, and the way that you can see through it and makes it look more forest-like. That's a very clever piece. This is the Costa 1966 catalogue, downloaded from the Bergdala Glastechniska website, if I've got that right. And yeah, so this is the vase we were looking at. I wasn't sure I would find it, but here it is. It doesn't really tell you a lot about it. We know it's Vicky Lindström because that's what it said, I think, but there's nothing on here. The only additional thing we get here is a patent number LG2104 Cristal. I don't know why. That's the colour. So yeah, there's not a lot of info with it here. A bit disappointed. I was hoping that it would actually give us the designer within these pages. Got a couple of Bertel Valen pieces. Apparently these are experimental pieces. I really quite like this one here. They're not unique, but I was told, but they are not very common. So yeah, I particularly like this one. This is quite cool, and you can see there's layers, and they've cut through. I think they must have previously cut through the blue to show this white spot here, and then cut through the green at the end. So I think they've made this and heated up and cooled it down in order to create this effect, because this is not cutting through all of those other ones, I don't think. We are looking at the website of the Bergdala Glastechniska Museum. Yeah, and it's full of catalogues of Swedish glass. Yes, so you've got the makers down here, and then the different years that they've got. This is a really good reference. One of them's a little bit more hidden, not quite so obvious. So Costa Boda, and it just says page. Click on it, and hey, it's got its own page of catalogues. Look at that. So going back to, what's the oldest one? 18 something, 1896. Yay. Anyway, I've downloaded the one for 2002, and the little bowl there is called Moon Landing. Dun dun dun. So we've got 3 different shapes here. In fact, they've got 4 here. Can't remember. I think we were looking at one like this one here, because they've got that one and that one in the picture. Anyway, we also, so we know it's 2002. We know it's Costa Boda. We know it's Monica Backstrom. There you go. So we know who the designer is. And on here, if we know it's this one, number 5, it's a 705-0038. There we go. So
what more do you need to know? And even the sides down to the millimetre. Anyway, what more do you need to know? That's everything you want for your little label when you're trying to sell it.
This is quite cool. This is what we were looking at before. You can see, actually, if you look at, I'm not going to pick it up, but you can see through the top here, it's completely, it's signed and everything. And it's got Bertel Valen for Astafors. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, there's going to be a couple more parts. I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes. And yeah, my voice is gone. Why's that happening? Anyway, so with that said, all the references I use will be in the description below. All the contact details I have for the Premier Fairs who run the glass fairs will be in the description below. And please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a good night. Good night.